Welcome, YouTubers, to the Rala Experience, where I hopefully have created a platform where Black gay men can come together to discuss love, relationship, and commitment, and the lack thereof in their respective communities. I have witnessed on a lot of social medias that the topic has been discussed, but I don't think that it has been discussed in its entirety. That we do not discuss the historical, religious, drastic effects that it has placed on same-sex communities when it comes to love, relationship, and commitment. I was thinking that in 2021, that at least the millennials had gathered a new perspective of the topic of love, relationship, and commitment. They have a different view. That they had a different view, and that it was not solely based in physical and sexual attributes. You know, that they were more inclined to deal or have someone be in a committed relationship with someone who they vibe with, and not something that is solely based in sexual roles. You know, I see a lot of that, and a lot of that I think comes from the baby boomer, because back in our day, everything was based on physical and sexual attributes. How did you look on my arm? Could you validate me in my circle of friends? You know, which lay the landscape of serial relationships, not committed relationship. That was never thought of. There were serial relationships where I will meet this guy 1 month. We were screwing. It was good. Until the next month, I rolled over and I realized I didn't like him, to get rid of that person. So it was a vicious cycle. It was on and on and on. You meet somebody 1 month, get rid of him. Meet somebody the same month, get rid of him. And it was always that circle of insanity. You know? So it's scary when I think about love and commitment and relationship today, because after being in a 22-year relationship with my deceased partner, I'm again in the dating scene. And what I acknowledge is that I desire to be in another healthy relationship. That I enjoy coming home to someone. That I enjoy spending valuable time at the dinner table. Whether me cooking for him, him cooking for me. Quality time together. Taking trips together, talking to someone about my day, someone supporting me in my adventures, me supporting them in their adventures, and more importantly, sharing my bed with one person consistently, having pillow talk, and ultimately that person becoming my best friend. I still desire that. But I'm scared. Because if the millennials are having a hard time, what does that mean for me? A baby boomer. What does that mean to me? Knowing that the baby boomers of my day still have the same mentality or concept when it comes to love, relationship, and commitment. And it's all based in fear. But I think that we need to take a look at that. I think we need to evaluate ourselves. I think we need to take accountability to why we were in those relationships and why we repeat being in those relationships. Why do I still try to have a relationship with a dope boy? Why am I still sending money to some nigga in jail to put money on his books and talk all this love shit with him in hopes that when he comes home, he's gonna be with me? Why I'm still picking up the quote unquote DL guy around the corner, paying him to be with me, and he's still with his baby's mom? Why am I participating in this same insane behavior and still am reluctant to do anything different? After all of that, coming home and still not being satisfied, laying in my bed by myself. Because at the end of the day, we seek companionship. I know that I know as we get older, we desire more than not to be in relationship with someone than ever before. And we can deny it all we want to. But what I experienced, that when my partner died, when he was on the gurney, when he was in his bed, unconscious from cancer, and although all his family members were around, when I sat next to him and I told him that he was the love of my life, he opened his eyes, acknowledged me, shook his head, and he closed them and took his last breath. I'm sure, because we have talked about it many times, when that day comes, what we were going to do, what he wanted me to do, what I wanted him to do for me if it went the other way, that among all the people he was there, he was glad I was there. Because what I know is that his family said a lot of things about him, but they all spoke about him as he was the little boy. And I knew him as the man he grew up to be. I knew everything about him. Stuff they didn't even know. I long for that. So not only am I wanna help other people or to come to some help the community come to a different perspective of love, relationship, and commitment, I'm hoping to get some help. I still believe that he was my soulmate. And I don't believe or don't want to become complacent in the belief that I can no longer have what I had with him. I don't believe God created us, whether gay, straight, or indifferent, to live our lives without intimate companions, to live our lives alone. I think that's a choice. That's a choice. but it begins and ends with me. In order to make change, I have to change some things about me. How do I begin to do that? So together, I think that we can come up with some healthy solutions to combat, again, the plight of Black gay male single loneliness. So subscribe and post your comments. I plan on posting every week, so we can get to a better resolve. Thanks.